What's happening? What's going on, everybody? How we doing tonight? Wednesday, 7 o'clock p.m. This is our live Success with Mark. Excited to have you here, and we're going to be talking about some really good stuff tonight. Just some simple but very crucial tips in regards to email marketing. And as you come on, do me a favor. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know that you're watching. Just leave me a comment and let me know. I always like to know who's on, who's checking it out. And we can certainly engage a little bit, and that'd be great. But what I'm going to share with you tonight, we're going to talk about 3 crucial tips to increasing engagement with your email list. And I just want to start out by saying that if you are not building an email list and you are doing online marketing, you are severely missing the boat. And I love social media. I think social media is a great place to connect with people. I've met some amazing people, some amazing friends over the years on social media. But there's one thing that I know is that I don't own any of my social media properties. I don't own my Facebook page. I don't own my Facebook groups. I don't own my Facebook profile. And the only thing that I own is my email distribution list. And so it's very important that if you want to secure your business, if you want to really build an asset, and I am like a broken record because I talk about this a lot, but I try to really hammer this point home that in order for you to really build a business for the long term, you need to have an email list. And an email list is what every top marketer online uses to scale. Think about your favorite marketers online. Think about the people that you follow and look at and see what they're doing. And you know, there are a lot of people out there that do marketing. But I'll tell you what, there are some people out there too that have some really, really big social media followings. However, they don't really monetize very well because the number one avenue for driving sales and revenue in an online business is an email list. And sometimes email tends to get the shun. It tends to get the, email, it's been around for so long, and kind of email doesn't seem real exciting. But I can tell you right now, it's the number one avenue for producing profits in my business. And I can tell you there's a reason why every single top marketer that you see online builds an email list. And there's a reason behind it. And so if you haven't done that, if you haven't started, right before here, I got a couple emails from people saying, you know what, I'm going to come on. I'd like to check it out, but I don't have an email list. I'd like to start building one. Start now. Go sign up for an autoresponder. Go over to markharbert.com/aweber. It's the first one that I recommend that you check out. It's super easy to set up. It's one of the best out there. It integrates pretty much with every single software, every single platform. And so if you really have not gotten started with building an email list, do that today, all right? So I'm going to talk to you guys, for those of you out there who have an email list. Maybe you've only got 50 people or 100 people, or you could have 20 or 30,000 people on your list. But maybe what you've noticed is that over time, people tend to stop opening emails, and there could be a couple of different reasons for that. Sometimes emails just get abandoned. And, people set them up, and for whatever reason, they don't check them anymore on that email. But one of the things that you can do to really re-engage people is I'm going to give you 3 really good tips. And we're going to go ahead and dive into the first one here on one of the things that you can do to start reviving your email list, okay? And it all starts with creating a killer headline, okay? There are so many great examples of headlines out there or subject lines that you can put in emails. And when you think about it, the only purpose of a email subject line is to get you to open up the email. That's really it. It's to get the person to open up the email. And there are some great examples out there. One of the people that I like to follow because he's really, really, really good at what he does in terms of email marketing, it's really kind of his deal, is Ben Settle. Okay, some people like Ben, some don't. I like, how his style. I like how he really does some things, and I like to get ideas from his emails. He's got just great emails, the way they're put together, formatted, and they work really, really well. And so one of the things that is very powerful is to go out there, find some people that you trust, find people that you want to follow, that you want to learn from. And what you should do is create what's called a swipe file. And a swipe file is basically where, you can compile a list of some of the great, emails or the great headlines. One of the things I like to do is I use an automated tool called Zapier. And some of you guys may be familiar with that. Zapier is an automation tool. And what I can do with Zapier is I can actually connect Zapier to my email account, my Gmail account, and Zapier can find an email from any person. So you just set up the parameters, like, for instance, from John Doe. Every email that comes in from John Doe, take this and put it over onto a spreadsheet for me here. And I can pull the headline and have it go into a spreadsheet. And that is an automated way that you can save headlines. And now you don't have to do that. You can do it manually as they come in. But some of the great headlines that you find when you open emails, some of the best things you can do is look at your own behavior and what gets you to open an email. So what you do is you copy that and then you go paste it into a document or some type of a spreadsheet. And you have that now that you can go back to and get inspiration for some killer headlines. And when I say headline, I'm talking about the subject line of an email. Because if you don't have a subject line that pulls curiosity, that actually gets people involved or gets people wanting to check out what you're all about, then you definitely are going to have a difficult time getting people to open the email. So you really want to master the art of creating a really killer subject line that pulls people, creates curiosity, and gets them to read your email. And that's one of the biggest battle right there, is getting that open. So now, once you get into and you get people to open up, the big key is getting them to actually read it. And so one of the greatest ways to get people to read emails is to tell stories. And stories are a great way. So here's tip number 2, tell stories. So you got to create a killer subject line leading into a really awesome story that you can tell people in the email. And this is a great way to get people engaged and to pull people in. Some of these, some email marketers out there that I follow and some other marketers have just really, really good at creating curiosity and sucking you in with a story. Everybody loves a good story. Everybody. And so it's a good hint to see that there's a reason why good marketers tell stories, because stories are relational. They make it relatable to the person that's reading. So it's very important that you put the focus on that and put some focus into that. Okay. So creating and telling stories. So one of the cool ways that you can tell stories is, now I don't advocate going out and actually listening to the news, but some of the cool things that you can do is you can find inspirational news stories. The story that they tell one time out of 99% of it's negative, and they got that 1% where they throw in a little inspirational story, of somebody that overcame something or whatever. Find those 1% inspirational stories and go out and read a really cool article about somebody who overcame something, and then use that story in your email. And this is a great way to actually go out and tell stories, and tell the story in your email and relate it to whatever your business is, whatever your business model. Okay, so that can really, really have a huge impact. But this is how you learn to go out there, and this is how you learn to tell stories and get those people to open up. But this is a great way. One of the things that you really want to steer away from is blatant pitch emails, all the time. And unfortunately, there are too many people that have created a list and all they do is pitch, pitch, pitch. However, if you can learn to tell stories that kind of cushion the pitch, I have found that I've gotten so much better results. And, from that. But telling stories is a great way to connect with your audience. It brings everything down onto a human level, where they can relate to the story. And if you can relate it well to your product, you can make, a lot of sales using email, appropriately. So let's dive into the third one. And this is very important as well. So we've got create a great subject line or a headline, whatever you want to call it. Number 2 is tell stories. So once you get them to open the email, tell a story that leads into whatever it is that you're sharing. It could be a blog post, could be a video, could be an offer that you're making. But a story really sets it up for people to be able to take that and run with it. And then, of course, the third, and I think one of the most important, is to keep it short and punchy. Okay, when I say tell stories, I'm not talking go into, this long diatribe and this long email. And I got to be honest with you, I don't read big, long emails. I just don't. My own habits. When I see a big, long email, I don't read it very often. Okay, I scan it. So I'm real big on trying to keep my emails as short as possible. There are some times where I will send a little bit longer of an email, but for the most part, I like to keep it short, punchy, impactful, and create a lot of curiosity. And that is ultimately what I do. Now, here's the key. This is very important, okay? You don't want to just, create a killer subject line or tell a really good story and then not fulfill what you're telling the story about. So, don't go in and tell a story and then not give them kind of the final kind of, the final ending, so to speak. What happens is if you do that over time, you will lose the trust of your audience, and you don't want that. You want it to be very genuine, where people can take a look at what you're doing and it just makes sense to them. Okay. So, but make sure that you deliver on what it is that you are, the story that you're telling. Okay. So very, very important, but short. I would keep emails between 200 to 300 words, no more than that. Honestly, really try to keep it within 200 to 300 words, and I think you're going to be in good shape. Now, there are times I have done shorter ones than that, and where it's just been very short, a sentence or two, boom, go here to check it out. And that's worked really well too. However, you've got to learn to be very punchy, very, direct, to the point, and it has to make sense to people. So some have gotten better responses and others haven't. That's just kind of the name of the game. You learn what your audience likes, you learn what your audience enjoys, and you see what works over time. So there are certain types of headlines that work awesome, and there's certain types of body copy in your email that work awesome. But I'll tell you, length of an email can really turn people off. So I have a question for you, for those of you that are on live. How many of you, when you get a big, long email, actually read the whole email? Now, I'm not saying nobody does, but I just, out of pure curiosity, I'd like to know, when you have a long email, how often do you read it? It has to be a really good email if I'm going to read the whole thing. My goal is to get the gist of it. If it has something that I'm interested in, then I'll go take a look or whatever. But, if you're watching this, go ahead and comment and let me know. What is it that you find that pulls you in and gets you to actually read an entire email? Now, there is one thing, okay? If you want to do a longer email, you can, okay? You absolutely can. But here's the thing. It will, if you're clicking and sending people off to, like a website or something like that. What's up, Jerry Teal? Good to see you, man. Been a long time. Good to see you. But it is you really want to, if you really want to sell the click or clarify the click or you really want to qualify the click, then a longer email could be good. So you know that if somebody takes the time to actually read that whole email and then they decide to click through, then that's been good and you've actually qualified a click even more. So, but as a general rule, I'll tell you long emails. I like them short, punchy, and I always try to write my emails short and punchy as well. And sometimes I get long-winded, but I've always found that the emails that are shorter tend to get better click-through rates, better engagement. And the good thing is that when you learn to say more in less words, you actually get to become a better marketer. And that's really what it comes down to. When you get better at communicating your point in less words, you're going to do better. Okay? So keep that in mind as you do your marketing, as you go out there and you write emails, you write Facebook posts. It's the same thing with Facebook posts, guys. There are times where I might read those big, long Facebook posts, but as a general rule, I don't. I maybe will read the first sentence or two. If it does not pull me in, I'm not going to read the whole thing. And, I don't know, that's me. But I think there's a lot of people that are like that as well. Attention spans are pretty short these days, and I'm no exception. I'm a busy guy. If I'm going to read something, it's got to suck me in, and I need to know. So I love what Laura's saying here. Lori, she's saying, I agree. I don't read long emails. Needs to state the point and tell me what to do next. Absolutely. I agree with you. That's definitely the way I look at it as well. I'm interested in buying stuff. I really am. For me, there's no doubt about it. I definitely like to buy. I'm a buyer. When people have products and services that fit what I want and what I need and will help me accomplish the goal that I'm going to, I'm a buyer. Absolutely, I'm a buyer. So for me, I know that if somebody is short, punchy, to the point, and gives me the next step, I'll buy if I find value in it and I find that it can benefit me. And that's really kind of the people that you're looking for. We're not looking for everybody, but we are looking for a tight-knit group of people that like what you do, like your vibe, kind of like what you represent, and they're the ones that we're looking for. So there is some strategy to this, but I will tell you that, it's definitely an art, and you learn to get better at writing emails the more you do. So if you think, I'm not very good at writing emails, well, you need to start, because you can't get good at writing emails if you never sit down and write them. Okay. And, you never do it. So, and a good way to do that, if you don't have an email list right now, one of the best things that you can do is learn to write effective social media posts while you build your email list. And that's a great way also to learn to say more in less time. Now, personally for me, a lot of times I try to treat my email list like a social media platform. I look at it the same way. When I want to get engagement, one of the things I do is I encourage people to email me back. Just hit reply and email me back. And 9 times out of 10, when people reply back, I'll reply back to them and engage with them. So, one of the things I like to do is it's built into a lot of my campaigns. Some of you guys may have seen them before, but when somebody downloads some type of PDF or something from me, in the email, I ask them to reply back to me and let me know that they were able to download it okay. And I do that on purpose. Number one, I want to make sure that they got what I promised them they'd get. But then it also gives me an opportunity to give a short engagement with the person. It gives me an opportunity to kind of connect with that person. And that's all automated just through my autoresponder. So, these are things to keep in mind when you're building an email list. Treat your email list with care. Understand that every email address that you have is not just an email address. There's actually another human being on the other side of that email address who has dreams, goals, aspirations, and your goal is to communicate to them how you can help them get there. And that's ultimately what this is all about. And that's really what it's about. So if you have a product or service that you're selling, it's all about helping people better their lives. And that's the way you want to look at it. So what I want to do here is I am going to open it up for some questions with you guys. If you want to ask some questions about email, I'd be certainly happy to answer those for you. But I do want to say one more thing that has really helped me keep engagement up on my list is that I use a lot of power words. Okay, and not too long ago, I put together what I call a copywriting power words cheat sheet. And copywriting is basically the art of selling in written form. Okay, when I say copywriting, you might think, well, copyright infringement, things like that. No, that's different. I'm talking about sales copy. Okay, that sells. Writing a blog post, writing a social media post. That can be an example of sales copy, okay? But the sales copy is a way to get people to take action and move on whatever it is that you're promoting. So for me, this copy words cheat sheet that I've put together gives you a lot of words that are like charged words, okay? And what I mean by that is, I could say 3 tips. 3 tips to lose weight, okay? But if you insert some power words into that, instead of saying 3 tips to lose weight, you could say 3 simple tips to lose weight. You see that? I added simple in there. Now, what if I say 3 simple and easy tips to lose weight? Now, check this out. 3 simple and easy tips to lose weight fast. Those are power words. So you insert these power words into some of your copy, and these power words evoke action in people. So this PDF that I put together has 306 copywriting power words. If you want to download that, I encourage you to go to markharbert.com/copywords, I think is what it is. Copy words. And, or I think that's what it is. I guess before I hopped on here, I should have figured that out, right? So let me just double check for you while I got you on here. And just to make sure that's what it is. All right. Is that it? No, that's not it. Let's see what it is. All right, so ignore me. It's markharbert.com/powerwords. Okay, I should have figured that out. But yeah, so that's the deal there. Okay, so you want to make sure that you definitely utilize that PDF. You're gonna love it. I've just gotten so much great value from that myself, and it really, really works well. So what I want to do here is let's go ahead and let's take a couple questions here. So Lori has a question here, and she says, if you've had to start from scratch and build a new list of people who don't know you, how would you do it? Great question. So first off, what I would do, and just so you know, I did put together a course on this, a very extensive course called the Automation Playbook. And this is a course all about building an email list and using funnels. And it's all focused around helping you really create the offer, because an offer is very important. You have to have something that people want in order to do that. Okay. And we do that by what we call a freebie or a lead magnet of some sort. But if I had to start all over from scratch, I would create a lead magnet, something that is high value, that my particular audience wants and needs, and I would create that for them so that attracts them. If you have, and a simple example of what a lead magnet is let's say that, you're selling cookies, and your goal is to find people who love to, not only bake, but they love to eat cookies as well. And so you put together a lead magnet that gives like some cookie recipes, or some of the best cookies on the planet, so to speak. Your goal is to find out what people want and give it to them. So you want to have that offer, that freebie right away. And then I would start, number one, creating videos and consider some paid ads if you really want to get out there quickly. So videos are a great way to share your value, but they're also a great way to get out there and get your links out there while you share value at the same time and begin to build that email list. Now, there are other ways to do it. That's what I would start doing. You can certainly start to connect with people on social media and chat with people back and forth, and then promote your email newsletter like that, where you're talking to somebody. You could say, if you'd like, I send out tips and tricks on a regular basis. I can put you on my email list. Would you like that? You can do that. That's an easy way. However, that's a good way to start, but I don't think that's a good way to finish. So while you do that, you want to start working on some type of automation that can help you to build your list and help you to get back your time as well. Okay? So very, very important there. So if you had to start from scratch, I would say create an offer, a lead magnet of some sort, and then create videos around that topic and offer that in a call to action. So do YouTube videos, Facebook Lives, things like that. And then if you have the budget and you can do it, I would suggest doing and learning some Facebook paid ads, because that is definitely a quick way to generate leads. Okay. So great question. Absolutely. If any of you guys have any other questions, I'll certainly answer this for you. If not, we'll wrap it up and we'll definitely call it. So here's the thing. If you got value in this tonight, if you really think that this benefited you, do me a favor. Can you share this video? Share it wherever you're at. And then also, tag somebody in the comments if you think this is good information that they can use as well. The goal is to get this stuff out there and to share with you and to help you. So if you can, share it, tag people, and we certainly do this. Now, we're doing this every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. So you want to make sure that you go to my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/successwithmark, and make sure that you like my page if you have not done that, and set me as one of your favorites. That way you make sure that you see my posts going out on a regular basis, okay? So great having you guys out here. We're going to wrap this up. We've been going for 30 minutes, but I hope you got some value from these points. Email is one of the most powerful things. Don't ever listen to somebody that tells you that email is dead, because email is not dead. Email is just as powerful, if not more powerful today than it was even 10 years ago. All right, so keep it real, get out there, make it happen. Definitely get out there and really, rock it out. So, Jerry, you're asking for the title of that PDF. It's markharbert.com/powerwords. Okay, that is the link. I don't have it here on the screen, but markharbert.com/powerwords. And you can download that PDF and get it. I highly recommend it. It'll make a big, big difference in your, in your marketing. All right. So appreciate you guys. Have a great night. We'll see you here next Wednesday. And I look forward to hanging with you guys. Bye-bye.